let's undo that first. Okay, we got. Actually, I can just get going on the draft here. That should be ready to go. We got the Obsidian match now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we've got a library and a high-rise ban
Yeah.
from those two players, and
We
then
get to see some more gallery.
oh god,
And-
4
and-
games of gallery.
Yeah. And 4 games of aquarium.
A banned aquarium last set. Now it's here to stay for 4 games.
Yeah.
We've also got another occlusion venue with Taeyen, and then followed by probably the most standard venue of all, Ballroom.
Yep. It's a very.
He's a pretty standard venue as far as they
Yep,
go.
the most standard venue of all. Anyway, I think I'm ready to go. What we got?
Should we get this last or second set started?
I'm actually having a pretty funny issue here.
Fun.
The replay names are way too long. So some of them just refused to load in. I need a second. Apologies.
That is an interesting problem.
Because both of the players are Steam
Yes.
accounts,
Yeah,
the
yes.
Steam account names are just slightly longer.
Yeah, and I think it's the folder structure, I think, adds to that, right? Like however many folders down it is. Like, like the names of the folders add to the names of the players, and then Windows is just like, nope.
Okay,
Too long.
And
Get it out.
now I've got it. I
All right,
believe
beautiful.
we are starting on gallery, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep. I got Duke here, hanging out, right, ready to rush a transfer.
The transfer. Let's see how he does it in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Apologies for the issues. That is a pretty unorthodox one, shall I say. Easily.
Yeah, we're going for a book immediately. Are we going for the cheese? No, we're not going for the cheese, but at least we're getting the book out. 3-head bookcase alert again.
It's going to be pretty hard to do the cheese at bookcase if there are 3 people already over there. Let's be honest.
We could have had 4-head bookcase. Then that's really, really suspicious.
We are, however, gonna take this book outside. Now, I know that drinks are prohibited by local ordinances, but books actually aren't. Knowledge is pretty important, so nothing suspicious in that action. However, the flirt, not quite the greens that we wanted. 35% on that first one, but still a nice bit of progress to start us off.
Yeah, you can't take drinks outside, so... But we can take books. Oh, that's totally legal for some reason.
I believe you actually can take drinks outside, but it's a very weird and under-researched, I believe, part of SpyParty, so we will need some more papers to delve into the mysteries of outside drinking. 85% on the second flirt with Stop Talk and leave to get our briefcase, or more importantly, the ambassador's briefcase, which allows us to get a fingerprint, and we green the fingerprint. Pretty nice for us. Don't even need to move anywhere, the ambassador is right next to us, so we just put it down. Go back into the conversations. The flirt is gonna cool down any moment now. So, a mission completed, another mission at half progress, and a green book at hand, which the sniper might have already forgotten about.
I think we can... our ambassador loves to go outside and come back in, by the way. And take charge of the conversation, but they're going to be thrown out of the conversation right now. Too many people. It just doesn't work. Poor ambassador. And turns again. Welcome back, ambassador.
And turns back around. Make up your mind, son.
That works. Are we going to blue bookcase? That would be 3 at bookcase? No, we're just going to the conversation.
The ambassador is the most AI-like person at the party, and the most suspicious one always.
I hope we can get an ambassador spy soon in the game. That'd be amazing.
Bug
Just
yourself?
Well, I assume that bug and fingerprint would be off, so you wouldn't be able to complete those, or maybe you get like 1 mission for free out of them. I don't know.
Are actually gonna go to a green bookshelf, and we will get rewarded with a lowlight for it. So Wrestler was actually taking note of that very, very early book take and rewarding us with a
Interesting.
lowlight. However, the timer is getting pretty low, only 45 seconds to go, and only a mission and a half done. Still need to find the second fingerprint, still need to find those other missions. However, this is a print on a statue that's not facing the sniper. Might potentially try and go for the inspect swap fingerprint finish. However, not quite the correct set for us to start it
No,
on.
what are we doing? We need 2 missions. Oh, we're swapping after. Okay, so what's our 4th mission then?
Purloin immediately afterwards. Or we just
Oh my,
bug. Let's see.
Irish comes in immediately. That's
She
so
is
interesting.
a highlight, though. And there's a bug on the entry. And while Wrestler is looking for it, he takes a very bad angle for the bug. Ooh, that's a nice little heads-up play by Silverthorn. Just taking knowledge of the fact that Wrestler is gonna be looking at the statue because there is a potential swap happening, and it is happening, as a matter of fact. Just noticing that the laser is moving into a very bad position to guard that bug, going for a bug, and getting the victory.
Really good play from Silver there, getting the low light and then just noticing what the sniper is going to be focusing on.
Wow. Honestly, a pretty good game to start us off. Let's see how Wrestler will come back. Picking up Boots. Oh, sorry. Alice, I believe is the name. I'm
Yeah,
bad at
Alice.
SpyParty names, who might have known. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Pretty ironic considering I was doing a lot of name-related stuff with SpyParty characters at some point. Let's see, chasing our seduction target, but the seduction target is having none of it, so we will just find ourselves in that back conversation. With no seduction in sight, with a drink being offered, honestly might as well. But no, the job is waiting, can't drink there.
We get a double agent on our conversation. Amba comes in, but we don't take the bug opportunity. I think that's the right choice. Our arm is quite visible.
I
We're doing
believe we
inspect
actually did
highlights.
take the bug opportunity, which just failed,
I
which
don't
is
think
sad.
so.
Huh, that's interesting. I, Wrestler gets a bug past Gabriel or Yosh being delusional. Both scenarios
No,
are
I see the
quite
bug.
likely.
I see the bug on the timeline, so there's something. I just missed it completely. So
The
Wrestler
bug so
manages
good,
to.
it unfortunately did not take. Either way,
Yeah,
we are finally gonna find our seduction target.
that was a long path around.
Well, look, love is worth chasing, if anything. And we are actually gonna get rewarded, 51% on that flirt, see?
Yeah, getting 50% to the love of our life.
And
We're
a
going for the
fingerprint.
briefcase.
There is some value in just staying over there with the briefcase, putting it down and not being seen because the laser has been zoomed in on the inside part of the venue. But the the spy can't know when the sniper is zoned in. So zoomed in even. So
I like zoned in. It's you're zoning in on the target.
uh, on the list in this particular case, Perlin can be quite an annoying thing to get past. And speaking of chasing, there's our second flirt. And
And
it
it's
is
green.
going to be enough.
Yeah, we still need 2 missions and a half though. And we have only 90 seconds. So we do need to start moving. Oh, well, forget about
You
that.
were
We now
saying?
have 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
What if I told you there's a very, very nice way to not fix, but help your pacing issues?
Yeah,
However,
you can dilate time for some reason.
we still need
And in the
to
red.
do things, and we are actually gonna start doing things. There's going to be a green purloin, and there's going to be a banana bread. Both of those done, and the list is gone. Is it noticed? A lowlight takes it and leaves a lowlight presumably from the banana bread. So Silverthorn is just gonna start remembering the chain as if his life depends on it, because it somewhat does, at least in this particular game. Do snipers get fired if they shoot a safe?
I mean, we never know because the timeline gets reset every game, so we'll never know.
Well,
But potentially.
At least Silverthorn gets a
Ooh.
chance to find out. Because unfortunately, the chain was not quite remembered as well as we might have hoped for. Or Twin just has more on him than we might have initially presumed.
Yeah, just getting a purloin passed and then a contact that was decent is just enough, honestly. There was I'm just before the banana bread. There's Toby looking at the camera very intently. Just at 1 minute 57 left on the clock for the spy, and it's kind of something. It's just I saw it in the game and it kind of scarred me, but whatever.
Anyway,
Next game.
Second game of our SpyParty competitive league cast of Silverthorn versus Wrestler, with Kane being the chosen spy. Actually, not a second, fourth. Third. I'm bad at counting.
Third game.
Thankfully, I'm not in charge of any scoreboards, so thank you, Klitos, for keeping it up to the standards. No matter what the game is, we shall begin it in 3, 2, 1, playing it. That's probably best just not bother with any details and skip past them and go straight into the talking part. Because I'm making so many blunders so far.
It's okay, Yosh. We all make blunders every day. We sip our drink immediately and go for the flirt. That's a white test for 34%.
That's because we didn't have to chase. See? Love requires sacrifices. It's not really a sacrifice if we just go and look at a pretty... That was a bug attempt.
We tried.
I respect it. If the investor has moved like we wanted the investor to move, it would have taken. Unfortunately, the investor is a fickle beastie and does not want to listen to anyone's orders, even if they are just Jedi mind tricks in the end.
Yeah, we're just staring at the sniper and getting a green timer. There we go. I was wondering, where are we going to do it? Sniper was zoomed in, but we did see them. We did see Silver at the window, but I don't think it's going to be noticed. Too many people are at windows now.
It is also a green timer pretty early on the... And there's lowlights. I think he has noticed it, but just slightly too late. Ooh,
yep,
Silverthorn.
That's the danger. The real danger with taking lowlights with a green time ad. It's so dangerous if just a spy was. If you notice it just 10 seconds too late, it's just game really, because getting out from a lowlight is very difficult.
Well, I mean, we still need to finish missions, and we still need to feel the lowlight. If we know that we have gotten it, we can just send it and do stuff, and rush it and get it done. But if we think we're highlight instead, ooh boys, that will impact our pacing quite a lot. However, a banana bread, especially a green one, is a mission that you can do pretty much at any time, and with Perlin as well, there's going to be our white list take. Smallman is being offered too. Ambassador is actually blocking the trays there. Now the list is visible. Is it seen though? That's a big question.
Okay.
That might answer it.
Was that a bug? Like, where does that come from? Do we suspect a bug from Disney?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I guess.
Unfortunately for us, we just don't see this potential snapback of the hand from uh Disney if this was a walking bug because the ambassador is covering it. So we just assume it is a bug, and considering that we might have seen the list gone, we might have heard the banana red, it was just a point where a wrestler understands that he has missed the mission count somewhere. He has missed who the spy necessarily is, and he just has to catch something. So there it is, an easy thing to catch. Unfortunately, not quite the correct one.
Yeah, now Silver is up 1 point. Can we keep the lead? Obviously, playing as Sniper is deemed to be slightly favorable. So maybe we can get a small lead for Silver here.
We'll see, as the general is chosen to be the spy here in 3, 2, 1, playing it. It's funny you say that the sniper has a favorable position if 2 out of the 3 games so far have ended with safe shots.
True. It's a little ironic, but
And with
it is
snipers
true.
actually feeling quite lost in the end as well, so it is
That
a
is a weird path.
theoretically better position to be playing on, and I think everyone would generally agree that it's easier to lock down the sniper side than the spy one. But the pressure is also on you. The fact that you are playing the side that's more likely to win means it hurts so much harder when you lose. Either way, the spy, as of now, will get his 51% flirt and will go into that double agent conversation. No doubt to talk about his no bacon talk tonight as we go right next to our seduction target, pick up that book, get a green flirt, and that's our mission completed. Maybe we're just trying to do stuff slightly quicker now that we have time added quite a bit in the last few games.
Our paths so far have been slightly wonky. When walking towards the outside, we were doing a bit of a 360, and then right here trying to get into that little spot in the conversation. Not noticed though, and I don't think it will be. So let's just continue doing wonky paths as long as we complete missions, which so far we've only completed 1.
Thankfully for our players, Martini will need to win 3 divisions in a row just to get the opportunity to punish those players for their pathing sins. So we are quite fine as of now. There is a banana bread, so second mission done, and half progress, half time. Seems pretty balanced to me, as this book does not quite belong in that bookshelf.
No, that's weird. Wait, isn't that a mission?
That would be incredibly suspicious, wouldn't you say? Silverthorn actually zooming
Yeah.
in here and shooting. Wow.
I thought AI's. Yeah, I never saw anyone do that. It's putting book in the wrong bookcase. How dare they?
That sounds like
Anyway,
such a rude etiquette break. And, well, etiquette sniping is what we do over here on Gallery, as Silverthorn proves you right and actually gets that sniper win for once.
Okay, so stealing books is fine, but poor organization skills is a death sentence.
Yes.
you're allowed to take the books outside, okay? But if you put them in the wrong bookcase, you are going to get shot by a sniper that's outside the party. Okay?
If you are putting a
That's
book
just how it
into
works.
the wrong bookshelf, you are ruining the symmetry. Can't you see how those books are perfectly green? That one blue book that you're putting it here is so disgusting, honestly. You deserve to get shot for it. Speaking
How
of blue
dare they?
things and green things and colorful things, we do have our red venue aquarium, our green arrow on the spy as Silverthorn is picking teal, which I believe is a shade of blue. There's your SQ, and there's your game stat in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We could have gone directly for a swap there. it's just a little risky.
Or not.
And we'd probably be credited anyway, so.
The platter
Just
of
a normal
cheeses is pretty alluring, but it's also quite a stinky platter, so there is a high risk that you will just get shot immediately at the start of the game, and you know what? Some players just like to play out their games. And I believe those two might be of that bunch.
We're going for a double agent. I like it. Ambassador joins us. Could we go for a cheeky bug? I don't recommend it. Sniper is looking for it.
Not really. We are also on the other side of the conversation entirely, so quite annoying for us. Some, I believe, assumed bug highlights, which I respect.
Banana bread.
You're always gonna be pretty humble on Aquarium, a venue where there's so much possible. And, you know, while a thing stays behind the shark, it happens behind the shark and you just can't see it. That is backwards, but you got the idea.
Fortunately, our DA left us while we were doing the banana bread. So we don't have mission progress at all. We do have a few lowlights and a few highlights. And we're in neither of them. So that's okay.
If a double agent would split on me, I would also just go to a bar and find someone to flirt with. 34% on the flirt. The drink will be delegated. So, yeah, something to drown our sorrows in. Some love. And the print as well. Maybe the luck is turning around on us.
We're going back for a flirt.
Not quite luck. We know that the fingerprint is there. And actually, we get our second flirt as well on the chase. 85% here. The banana bread this time around, it's actually going to be a real. Only 3 more lowlights for a price of another mission.
Yeah, now this is starting to look slightly more dangerous.
And quite a bit of confusion as well. Queen is being zoomed in. Wrestler really trying to guard those shark bugs here. As we find ourselves at a bookshelf.
That's a purloin.
Gets taken. And gets shot for.
That's a wrong shot. I mean, yeah, just... Unfortunately, we didn't see much, and just have to assume the worst.
Kiel has that effect on people. He's a pretty blinding fellow. Speaking of blinding fellows and things being hard to see, Wrestler picking up Smallman for this second game of Aquarium. And it's a pretty nice time to start going for things like it. Silverthorn is 4 games, has 4 games to 1 at this point in the game. 3 games over lead. That's quite a big lead, and you might need some divine intervention to help you. In this particular case, it's probably just going to be the shark, but maybe God is involved as well. Who knows? In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I just noticed the floor pattern on Aquarium. It's actually quite nice.
Yes,
awesome. Okay. Okay, Smallman, what are we doing? What was that? That was visible.
What's the Smallman doing?
Now we're just going back. Okay. That was unnecessary movements, but
well,
it works.
You're gonna make them want you, right? So just move away, you move back. You say just the right words in just the right amount, and you get that green. 51% on the flirt. There's a little zooms around. Silver. Actually trying to guard the microfilms there, if anything, so pretty nice awareness of the possible shark stuff with Ambassador obviously being at bar and not covered at all for the time being.
Yeah, we finished flirt, but that is a minute gone.
And now we just need to find 3 more missions. One of them is probably going to be a banana bread. The other one of them is probably going to be a bug. And we are going to a statue, dear friend. Let's see what we will be doing. A fingerprint and an inspect.
Interesting.
A pretty nice amount of progress for a statue. However, the price of highlight might be just slightly more than we want, considering that we haven't gotten away with the 4th mission yet. You generally want to save this. Save the highlight for
we
a
can
bit
do
later.
Inspect fingerprint contact. Not an impossible finish. You'd love for the ambassador to go back to a statue, though.
Well, the ambassador is gonna go to bar. We can't just take a drink, but then we can be falsely accused of a purloin potentially, so that's all annoying. The banana bread is going to be a white, and there are gonna be 3 lowlights. One of them is at the statues that we were just at, so if the swap happens, we should smallman. The swap does not happen, who would have known? And this is actually going to be a hard fingerprint, if I recall correctly, because Disney got the full one. And there's a delegate. Can we get a fingerprint? Yes, we can. That's going to be our 3rd mission. Now we just need to talk next to someone and or go to the statues one more time, and that will be our game. Let's see if we will be able to get it away.
Or which one are we going to do, though?
Or if Silverthorn has more progress on us than we would have expected. Completely caught by the shark. There's the talk, there's the scent. Sari is going to a bar with noble intentions in mind. That is this possible? I don't think the shark is in the position necessarily.
Not anymore. Yeah, this is. I mean, if the list is seen, this is just
the list is also not in the position, and there it is, Toby.
Right, Silver? No
reaction.
Okay.
Some reaction. Unfortunately,
sniper shot too late for sync.
Not a common occurrence.
Nope.
Believe it or not, but still, probably better for the snipers that way. They don't get to blame themselves for shooting a safe. They just got the sniper to complete missions. I know.
Yeah, 1.5.
In the SpyParty cinematic universe, do you get punished harder if you let the spy accomplish missions, or you do get punished harder if you shoot a save?
Yeah, I mean, if you just don't see the purloin, and you were looking at trying to shoot a sieve and guarding that swap, it's just you just wrong shot there.
Pretty unfortunate. We are, however, gonna take matters into our own hands, picking up Queen on this pretty dapper venue. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Unfortunately, our lavender aesthetic doesn't quite get hidden by the more maroonish decor of the locations that we are in. I should have probably not used such a language. I'm sorry, Gabriel.
You silenced me there with that great vocabulary use. Now we're going next to seduction target, and we're gonna get a 51%. We've been seeing quite a few green flirts this set, right?
Is actually a good point. I believe the amount of green tests so far has been actually pretty high. We did have some green I believe we had at least 1 green purloin today, at the very least. Maybe in this very set as well. And honestly, so far, just some pretty nice games, at least from the spy side. The snipers, unfortunately, getting slightly lost in the confusion, but spies taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, for once, I don't mind actually just idling here. If we can get another green, we have quite a few people at bars, so that's just a bunch of free low lights, a few statues.
You had to curse him. You had to curse him.
Yeah.
85% on the second floor. It's ruined. Come on! We are gonna find ourselves next to one of the yellow arrows. Is this the correct one? That's the question. Probably not gonna take probably not gonna take this banana bread anyways. There are way too many people in way too many places. We'll see.
Yeah, that's like five lowlights. That's not huge, but it is significant, especially when 3 of them are highlights. Well, 4 of them now.
Well, and now we can't win banana breads. The double agent has decided to not entertain us for much longer. This is
Yeah, now
unfortunate.
actually the time is getting a bit low. We only have 1 mission done, and we have exactly 100 seconds to do 3 more.
Yes, indeed. So, Queen, not necessarily the best bugger out of all things, which makes sense considering the English nature of both characters. But yeah, might be a bit of an issue there. However, Banana Bread is going to be a real, is going to be a white. We are seen talking, but don't think it matters too much. Because Wrestler will just take his free 2 lowlights and will stop.
Yeah, we still need 2 missions though, and those 2 missions are the most important ones because most games will finish Contact and Seduce.
It's fine. We have just enough time to get another timed in, maybe several. However, if we want to go for those, we might want to hurry up because once 30 seconds beeps start, it gets pretty hard to get the timed past the sniper for some reason. Either way, we are going to go to the bar. That's gonna be a fingerprint and a list potentially, but that's still half a mission. Well, 2 halves of a mission, but not quite enough really. We go to a statue, we gulp potentially. That's a fingerprint swap finish. Pretty slow. I don't think we have enough time.
This is not. Yeah, this is just a
Swap
timeout.
and unfortunately slightly too late. But if we do get overtime, I don't think that anyone else is the one getting shot. Because if we look at the party at the moment of the game ending, the only person who can be doing a crash mission is maybe Teal. That's not us. Just bugging in the conversation, but yeah. Just slightly too much time spent thinking about things and not enough time spent doing the things that we are thinking about early in the game. Bites us
This gives
in the butt
wrestler
in the
the
end.
needed win though.
Yes.
So
Actually, we are almost equal. Just one more win by wrestler to equalize us after the doubles. And wrestler will get us up to speed, picking up mom yet again, I believe, on this venue
yeah,
in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Now, let's see. The control is taken, and the bug could be possible potentially, but is not really a good choice here. So Rachel will opt out for a seduce instead. 34% on. She is Mrs. R.
I like Rachel. It's a nice
quite an
name.
important letter. It's still better than Jennifer's, that's for sure. Anyway, we get our last sip of drink done and are left thinking. There are a few things that we can accomplish around the place. We do have the ambassador going to a bookshelf, so potentially fingerprint for later. We do have a bunch of people going to the bar, can try to frame them with a purloin. However, the fingerprint is gonna get smudged, and the purloins can always be very annoying depending on where the people end up and if they are gonna try and talk at some point. Neither of those will be the option chosen, as we are gonna go to the bar ourselves.
Yeah, we delegate the purloin, which is kind of obvious by now. Any bar take is almost always going to be a delegate purloin.
And any bar rechecked is going to be a purloin cheese delegate. We are delegating to Mr. A immediately, and there's going to be a white banana bread knocking out Disney, actually. So if Hieronymus remembers who was at the bar and back in the conversation where Disney is from, that might just be the shot right here in the end. Have
Yeah.
you seen
Guest
the
list is
list done?
gone? I don't think so yet.
There was an opportunity to do that, and there comes a lowlight, and the first lowlight is actually going to be on us, however, brought up immediately afterwards as we see us with a briefcase. The fingerprint will fail, unfortunately.
Do you think it's the drink that brought us back up?
Could be. A drink is a pretty good way to figure out if someone was at the bar, especially halfway through the menu once the initial drinks have been drunk. That's drinking? I'm not good at English.
I like drink have been drunk. It's a new word, new verb. We're going to a bookcase now. Are we gonna try and fingerprint while the shark is on us? I don't
We
mind
can
actually.
try to
It's a bit
microphone
dangerous.
while the shark is leaving the set, as it were. However, none of the thought will be completed as we just look at the book, get it back in the shelf, and move right next to our seduction target to finish our flirt. That's 3 missions. We have the
What's
banana
our
bread, we
fourth?
have the seduce, and we have the pearline. However, indeed, this is the big question.
Ooh,
Our fourth
well,
mission is getting a shot on the civilian.
we don't need a fourth mission. That's wrestler equalizing 4-4. We're gonna need some nice games here to try and get a win for either one of those players.
And I believe Salmon has just completed fingerprints with that drink that he has just taken and got shot for. So
That would make sense.
that is a pretty compelling argument to shoot him. And yeah, so far there are a lot of safe shots, but most of them make some amount of sense. Either the sniper got lost so completely and utterly just shoots, just gets a hope shot, or it is a genuine finish, such as in this particular case. Either way, I
Yeah.
believe we have equalized and we are going on to Taiyan.
Yeah, with a nice general here. It's not a queen
Ooh.
general, unfortunately for you, but it's still pretty good.
We can't always have nice things, otherwise we won't know if they are nice. Either way, we shall start this game in 3, 2, 1, playing it. The Shochi are interesting. They are not gonna allow us to get them easy swaps, but there is something to be said about including all of the bookshelves.
Yeah,
Actually.
Wheels is an immediate highlight. I have no idea why I missed that.
Because he was at the bookshelf. Wheels and bookshelves is a recipe for disaster. It's almost as bad as Smallman and literally anything.
It's just as bad as putting the book in the wrong bookcase, right?
Oh, don't even get me started on this. The first flirt is going to be at 35%, so not too much, but also some progress. We don't need to do too much as offered by the last few games.
Ooh,
That's a bug.
that was visible.
That's
Yep, that's
that's
yeah,
a
there's
bug.
not much left to do.
It's not a shot. This is not a
No,
shot.
but I mean, it was definitely
Everything is fine.
just burning the house down. Everything is fine.
We are
Yeah.
okay now.
That was just plainly visible, unfortunately.
I'm interested what provoked the shot here out of all places, because if you know that it's a bug, you probably should immediately, right? And if you think it's not a bug, but just credit it just in case, you kind of want to wait for the finish. I don't think there was a finish on that guy so far.
Just in case, if you think about it and you're like, well, there's no chance, I'm sure that's a bug, then you just shoot now. It doesn't, it's just when your brain decides that this is now the time to shoot, it's SpyParty is very weird like that.
Well, Wrestler did start from the bottom, 1-4, and now he's in the lead, 5-4, and now he also gets to Spy, which I don't know. The set so far has been pretty weird, so I'm not even sure if that's a good thing or not. Either way, we are gonna be playing Buns, Boots. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I'm gonna remember the names at some point.
It's okay.
Surely.
Apparently, the last shot last game was for a Phantom Purloin, which happens to all of us, unfortunately.
I mean,
I Phantom bugs, so that's fine.
I think feeling bad about a Phantom mission on a spy is not necessarily the correct thing to do, especially in the middle of a set, right? Because Spy
Hey, if it
Party
gives
is
you the right shot.
pretty much a game about staying random and pretty much a game about staying mentally able to just track things. And if you are in a disarray, if you are trying, for example, to feel bad, that just impacts you negatively. And yeah, bad things happen to good people, to bad people. But if you get a correct shot off of a Phantom, this is a win for you. You take it in the moment. You will get to feel bad about it later, but you don't need to feel bad about it now. What you will need to feel bad about is that 96% flirt, because we will need one more token that might bite us in the butt somewhere later in the venue. In the game.
We do get a BB at least. That's just
true.
two low lights, which we take, especially
Also,
on Taehan.
pretty good start so far. However, that has been pretty easy stuff that we have done. Now, a fingerprint is the start of something interesting. If we can potentially go to those statues and be uncredited for a fingerprint, that's a finish right there and then. Instead, we are gonna go for a briefcase. That's a lot more trackable, because a briefcase is almost always a fingerprint. In this particular case, we will have to work for it, but it is gonna work. So that's that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really put that book back in green, unfortunately. That's going to be difficult to do without getting shot. Instead, I thought it was a bug, but no, we have a book. We're just going from window to window.
A book, a bug, it's basically the same thing. It's all just information in a very compact form.
Yeah. We walk over the briefcase, which is not a thing AIs do, but it's difficult to detect.
It's fine. I believe we have as of now, I believe we have figured out enough to realize that these snipers are not necessarily gonna be shooting you for the pathing things. At least at this point at the set, you can try to infer it from it's a shot.
What is that shot for? Like a seduce just before?
Put in a book in the right bookshelf. I don't know.
Oh, not a phantom bug, but like a suspected bug, I assume.
That can be.
I mean, I don't see anything else, unless you're really good at tracking flirt, which not impossible, but
it's actually pretty interesting. What is going to be our finish anyway? Because we are done with a fingerprint. We are probably just gonna try for a pearl in the back half of the venue and just try to dance. Which it's probably for the best that we get a shot right now. And it's probably for the best that we got the correct shot right now. Rather than trying to figure out what happened with the tray with the sniper and why is that lady moving like a very weird person. So yeah, 5-5. 2 more games to go. 2 more games to win the set. And if one person gets only one game and the other person gets the other, it's a tie, which is a possible outcome in this particular game. We are not playing any playoffs. here in the SCL yet.
We're just getting 1 point for each win here on Ballroom. So good luck to both players. Although they already played it, but like, you get what I mean.
Indeed. Silverthorn is going to start us off on Queen in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Bug. No.
Yes, and failed. Unfortunately, that would have been really, really good. Just at the end there, we accelerated a bit too much, and we did.
I believe we have seen at least 3 different attempts on this. Very, very early chaos bugs that just doesn't really want to take. Very annoying, but no harm, no foul. I don't think the sniper is particularly gonna see it, especially considering there is a bunch of things that are on the checklist that you have to check very early for, and chaos bugs, especially in the lower levels of composition, are not that oftenly used. At least I think, Zion, because this set has been pretty interesting so far in that regard.
Yeah, so far we've only got a flirt, and unfortunately we're just not close enough to get a 3 white flirt off, so we will need a green. And here it is. It's a green flirt.
Wait, that's not how Caster's Cursing works. You're supposed to make them white when you say that.
So, yeah.
Speaking about greens, that's the other green, and it's a much more important one because it is on a purloin. Now, if the chain can last for a long time, this will be disgusting. However, the list is taken immediately, and the ST starts moving. Teal rechecks.
Yeah.
We are zooming in on the trays. The list is gone, and we are just taking highlights and lowlights. No.
Oh, so close.
So close. However, Teal is actually highlight. She was the reject right afterwards. Pretty spy-like if you ask me, just rejecting an empty tray saying, I couldn't be the one who did that.
Yeah, now we're just taking a drink, like, oh, a lot of people are coming back, actually.
This...
Wrestler being undecisive about who should be low light or not. But now
if anything,
he needs to make a decision with this banana bread.
If anything, he has succeeded at making me confused. That's probably good. I don't know. Either way, that's the second mission done. We still need a banana bread, and we still need to find that fourth mission. Just under a minute to go. So the timer is slowly but surely starting to become even more of an enemy than it usually is. Pretty powerful fall time. And that's a very philosophical concept, so I should probably not get into it.
We still need a contact and another mission at least. So, what are we going to do in 27 seconds?
Timeout? If we are not done with our missions. Speaking of doing missions, we are gonna join right next to the double agent, and we need to banana bread and go to the statues immediately afterwards. The bug takes, however. And we have to go on panic swap, because that's the only way we aren't getting timeouted. There's overtime. So...
We waited so long for that BB, unfortunately, now we're just
and...
getting C. And what? What? Excuse me?
What?
What?
What? At the statue set, there was a statue swapped. And there were 2 people at the statue set. One of them is a spy. The other one of them has obviously picked up the statue that wasn't there before in the overtime. Honestly, not quite sure what happened there. Probably just a general suspicion shot. Was Pearls earlier at the statues? Because that might have just been it.
That's unfortunate, honestly. That's just misremembering the statue or just taking a quick shot, unfortunately.
And with that,
Pearls has been to a statues previously, but it was the same statue.
Right.
So now,
well, look.
So they can.
It's a second statue visit, so you have to be done with the inspect.
Yep.
Wow.
I guess we weren't looking for the swap, so
that was very sad. You know what's the saddest part about it? Wrestler pretty much just gave a win away to Silverthorn on a silver platter. Pretty fitting, considering that now there's only one sniper game between our player here and his victory. However, Wrestler can still try to fix everything, and his first offering to the god of SpyParty is going to be choosing his spy and the seduction target, which we will see in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Will it be enough, however? I don't think our last game of this particular pairing has ended up in a win for a spy.
Can Wrestler at least equalize here to get 1 point on the board? Because otherwise this is gonna hurt our chances to get into the first or second position to get into the next division.
Or even to stay in the division as a whole.
That's true. Bottom player, unfortunately, demotes to a lower division, so that's something to consider as well.
85% on the flirtation cooldown has expired. Unfortunately, didn't get the 2-talk flirt that we all want in our lives. But QXG sometimes taketh away as well. So, progress. Need to do something that's not just a seduce, or at least try and look at some potential frame targets, because if anything, those snipers have been very eager to shoot.
Yeah, we're joining our conversation with Double Agent, and we're going for the banana bread. That's 3 possible lowlights, but we haven't taken a single one.
You don't need the lowlights, you just need to shoot a spy.
Correct, but lowlights do help a lot in shooting the spy.
Time ads also help in shooting the spy pretty well. However, this one is a green, so probably will not get noticed. There are quite a few lowlights, I'm not quite sure what for. Probably those banana bread lowlights just been delayed in time, which is pretty interesting to me.
Those aren't the same people, I think.
Delayed in time and shifted between the people as a party. That's even more interesting.
It's because of the time ad, messes with the timeline.
Wibbly wobbly. The Pearline is pending. We have greened the thing. And the small one will take the list. So, Silver, how on your game are you? There are the 2 highlights. What about the lowlights? There's 1.
Pretty good.
I mean, you did highlight the important people, and you did lowlight the less important ones so far, and
there we go.
Actually, it's going pretty well. The cast is down to, I believe, 5. And our extra time
here
has pretty much almost run out. We are being zoomed in. Queen right by our side as we talk, breaks the animation and gets shot for it.
We didn't break animation, did we?
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Talking doesn't involve breaking animation, so it's fine. But we get shot for the talk anyway, so we were still missing a mission. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately, Wrestler does not get a point on the board, and Silver takes both points. Congratulations.
I appreciate Silverthorn letting Wrestler finish the flirt first. You know.
Thank you. Thank you, Silver.
Broke Queen's heart, but you know.
You have to you have to just true love. It just doesn't. It can't.
Yeah, but it gets reset every game, though. This is very meta. And
yes, the time loop will not stop true love. All I'm saying. Either way, pretty fun bunch of games, honestly.
Yeah, that was not bad. Good job to the people who won. There's going to be one more week of play before the finals. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't even have the standings anywhere. I don't even know where.
I don't think anyone has the standings because
I was going to say, I don't even know.
Technically spoilers.
Yeah, I don't even know where to see those. Definitely no website for that.
I believe it's still in the SCL manager.
Still,
Just have to scroll further down.
Yeah.
But it's quite a mess. So let's not look at them, just like we don't look at the lobby.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Congratulations.
I don't know. I'm assuming, as usual, there's a few games yet to be played. So yeah.
Congratulations to the winners. Commiserations to the unfortunate non-winners today. For everyone new, this game is called SpyParty. You can get it on Steam or on Checker's site, which I don't remember. SpyParty.com, probably. You can join the Discord at discord.gg/SpyParty. Probably. I do not remember any of those things, but
yeah, that's correct.
I'm going to imply that they are correct. Out of further competitive stuff, we do have our Hex Cup draw show tomorrow somewhere. It will be announced in the Discord. We also have our Emperor Penguin match, which can be pretty cool as well. Koopa and Manators are gonna duke it out to see who's the best casual competitive player of Winter Cup 2021, 2022, 2024. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow on SpyParty Fans channel at 6 p.m. UTC.
Yep.
So in 21 hours.
Oh, wow, nice. Anyway, yep, that is it. Thank y'all. I think we're doing one STL stream a week because we got so much other stuff going on. We'll be back again next week. I think it'll be an NA friendly time.
Thank you very much, Yosh and Kletos, for hosting.
Yep, no
problem.
problem.
That was wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you very much for the stream. Please stay peaceful and don't listen to the assholes. Except for me.